everybody. Welcome back to RacingDudes.com and welcome back to another one of our previews. Well, let's go to Kentucky Downs on Saturday, September 7th. Let's go to race 11 on the card. It is the Grade 2 Turf Sprint 6 furlongs, $2 million the purse, and that is kind of how it goes at Kentucky Downs this meet. They're giving away all kinds of money and big-time stakes races, especially on the big Saturday of racing. Well, field of 12 coming in here. A horse I love is in this race, but must kind of rebound from losing Kentucky Downs last year. We'll talk about him and a lot more, but let's go 1 through 12. And let's go to the number 1 gear jockey to kick this thing off. And this is a horse that does have a win at Kentucky Downs, couple of them actually, and I'm going to mention that a lot on this preview. Let's not forget what we're looking at here. Kentucky Downs, a crazy track in terms of how it looks versus how every other track in America looks. Kentucky Downs is completely different. So wins over the track really mean a lot because it's, like I said, a very unique setting. But 2 wins for gear jockey at Kentucky Downs, and they both came in the turf sprint. So last year, this horse ran in the turf sprint and won by a head at odds of 23-1. And then all the way back in 2021, the horse ran in the turf sprint and won at 5-1 odds. So he likes Kentucky Downs. The problem with gear jockey, hadn't seen him in 308 days. That is not great. But it was the second race off the layoff last year that gear jockey was able to win. And like I said, 23-1 odds. So you see the 31 in the morning line, you go, oh gosh, I'm not sure that gear jockey can match up. Went over the track. That is very important. And did it at similar odds last season. So this is the defending champion. We'll see if he can make it 2 wins in a row in this stakes race. In 2022, he did not run in this race. So he won it in 21, did not run in it in 22, and then won it in 23, and now has tried it back 3 out of 4. So we'll see what happens with gear jockey. But again, long layoff. Haven't seen him in a long time. That is the worry. The number 2 is Axthelm. Axthelm is coming off of a win just 6 days ago at Kentucky Downs in an allowance race. I have my doubts that we'll see Axthelm in this race here. If we do, we'll kind of see what happens and take it from there. But yeah, again, another one that has wins at Kentucky Downs, one of them, and it happened 6 days ago. Again, I don't think we'll see this horse back, but if we do, does have that win there. Is a little bit light on the speed figure standpoints. Does have a maiden special weight win right here at Kentucky Downs as well. So it's won a couple of times. We'll see if this horse runs back in 6 days. The number 3 horse is One Timer. This horse won at Kentucky Downs 7 days ago. That's right. I'm sorry, and did not win. Ran, I should say, at Kentucky Downs. Was second, only beaten ahead. Ran very well, lost to Arrest Me Red. Another one I'm not sure that we'll see run back in 7 days, but the horse has done well at Kentucky Downs in the past. How well? Well, last year was second, only beaten ahead to gear jockey in this race. So 3 horses. Do we start the talk off with Kentucky Downs experience? Also, One Timer won the Franklin Simpson back in 2022 right here by 4.5. So obviously the horse runs well here. Horse can really run well anywhere, but again, just 7 days ago, not quite sure the horse will come back and run today. Number 4 is Cogburn. And this is the best turf sprinter in the country right now. Since moving to the turf, the horse has won 5 out of 6. But guess what? The loss came right here at Kentucky Downs in the turf sprint last year. He was 5th, only beaten 3/4 of a length, but he was 5th in this race. So that's the bad news. Now, you want to talk about good news? The horse set a North American record for 5.5 furlongs on the turf last time out at Saratoga. Now, you want to talk about bad news? That was 91 days ago. Cogburn has tried to run on 2 separate occasions, tried to right there at Saratoga. One time it got canceled and one time it got rained off the turf. So Cogburn, this is not exactly plan A. He's had to wait and wait. They've had him ready to run and he hasn't been able to. He's lost over this track, the only track he's lost on when racing over the turf. So there are negatives. Now the positives, hey, if he runs back to that last race at all, there's nobody that's going to beat him. So that's going to be the interesting thing. But at 6-5 and all those negatives, he might be a tough one to take. The number 5 is Charcoal. And you look at Charcoal here. He's coming off of a stakes win at Ellis Park. And a matter of fact, that stakes win was the preview race for this one. So it was the prep race for this one. Kentucky Downs form has not been good. Last year, he was 5th in an allowance race. You have to go back to 2022. He was in the turf sprint. He got 5th in that one as well. So in 2021, he was 4th in a starter allowance right here at Kentucky Downs. So the form at Kentucky Downs, not great. Was 26-1 in the preview race. It's hard for me to see him coming back and getting the job done here. I think there's others that are a little more intriguing, but earned his way winning the preview race. We'll see if he can make it 2 in a row. Number 6 is Kapala, and Kapala is a horse that was a 3rd last time out to Charcoal there at Ellis Park. And again, you kind of go down and go, okay, as the horse ran at Kentucky Downs, answer's no. We have not seen this horse run here, so we don't know how he will handle it. He was 4th, beaten 3 1/4 in the Jaipur to Cogburn 3 races back, and he was also beaten by Cogburn 4 races back at Churchill Downs. So, if he enjoys this track, if he likes this track, maybe he can turn the tables. If not, he looks like he's going to be, pretty tough to play in this spot. The number 7, as we keep going here, is Groom's All Business. It's a horse that got hot with a couple of races, win on the Preakness undercard at Pimlico, and then won a stakes race at Monmouth in the next start. Last time out, though, they shipped up to Parks. That was just 14 days ago. Ran in the Parks Dash and got beat at 3-5. Ran the 3rd, beaten 1/4, length and a quarter. I'll get it right eventually at 3-5 there at Parks. Weird things happen at Parks. Weird things happen here too. So hard to throw him out because that form was really looking good. That race at Parks was not good. No starts here at Kentucky Downs either. So we'll kind of see how this goes for him. I think 2 weeks ago he was pretty appealing, but now maybe not quite as much. But at 15-1, you are getting a good price on a horse that we've seen run very well in the past. Number 7 is Kadim. Number 7 coming in, number 8 is Kadim, and he's coming in from overseas, where all of his races have been international. 3 races back, he did win a Group 1 race at Ascot. Since then, finished 10th at Newmarket and 10th at Deauville in Group 1 races as well. So Ascot seems to be where this horse runs his best. When he is at Ascot, he's been a winner of 2 Group 1 events. We'll see what happens with him here. International horses, have been handling this surface okay so far, but every one of these is just kind of its own case. He is the second choice at 7-2, so obviously respect there. But we'll just kind of have to see how he handles, running over here for the first time and running in a weird place for sure. The number 9 is Noble Reflection. This horse is coming off of a non-effort last time out at Del Mar. That was his first race of the season. We hadn't seen him since October 29th at Santa Anita. And this horse, it's pretty sketch, right? I mean, we haven't seen a lot of great performances from him lately. He came to Kentucky Downs last year to run in this race and was 11th. There's not a lot to like about this horse when you kind of look through the resume. I don't think he can compete here. Like I said, if he liked the track more than others, maybe he could, but we kind of saw that he didn't last year, I should say, in this race. The number 10 is No Balls, and this is a horse that we all know and love, who was not good. His debut last time out, or his debut as 2024 last time out at Saratoga, ran in an allowance race and was 4th, beaten 3/4 of a length. I did not think that was a good race at all. Should be better, second off the layoff here. There's no doubt about that. Now, the turf sprint, 2 races back to finish up his 2023 campaign. That was excellent. That was very, very good. Obviously winning by a neck, also winning a stakes at Colonial, the race before that. And then finishing second to Cogburn in the Troy last year as well. So a lot of good races on the resume for this horse. Being a Wesley Ward runner, I didn't, off the top of my head before I looked at this, remember any races at Kentucky Downs, and I thought, I'm surely he's done one. He hasn't. He has not raced here. So that'll be a big question mark for him. And I said Wesley Ward, I meant Larry Ravelli trading this horse, and Ravelli usually runs horses here as well. So, being a Ravelli trainee, I just kind of thought, yeah, we'll see this horse at some point at Kentucky Downs in the resume. Just haven't seen it. So we'll see what happens here with the 10 No Balls making the first start here at Kentucky Downs. Number 11 is Witty, another horse making the Kentucky Downs debut. And kind of making a jump up in class after running at Colonial in a grade 2 at Woodbine, in a stakes against Grooms All Business there at Pimlico. I mean, kind of a mid-Atlantic type for most of the career here. Solid horse, 3 straight second place efforts, and now moves up in class. The only way I see this horse competing is if he just really, really likes this surface. And then the number 12 is Mo Stash, a horse that shows up from time to time in races like this. His Kentucky Downs resume, well, in 2023, he ran in the Franklin Simpson and got 6th. Back in 2022, he got 4th in an allowance. So we haven't seen him run all that well here. We haven't seen him run all that well lately either. He was 3rd last time out in the preview for this one at Ellis Park, 3rd in a stakes at Churchill before that, and then 5th, beaten 5 by Cogburn, 3 races back at Churchill. So another one that kind of hard to support. No doubt about that. And then finally, the also eligible, the number 13, 5-0 Somewhere. This is a horse made the turf debut last time out at Horseshoe Indianapolis. In an allowance race, was 3rd, beaten 6. I really don't know why this horse is here. And 50 to 1 on the morning line might be 100 to 1 if this horse draws in. I don't see. And really, the horse probably should draw in. We talked about a couple that are coming back in 6 and 7 days. Surely one of those will scratch. So, all right, let's pick a winner here. This was very tricky for me. I kind of like the number 3 one-timer if it wasn't just 7 days ago, right? That's kind of the thing. I kind of just kept going back to that Ravelli trainee one-timer and thinking that's kind of the one that I want to play, but I'm just not sure about 7 days, coming back in 7 days. I really don't want to play the number 8 Kadem. This horse is very inconsistent. I think it's one to throw on a ticket, but there's a lot of question marks there with that one. No Balls is one I would kind of have circled, but I'm not quite sure on him either. That he was not good at that race in Saratoga. No punch whatsoever. Should improve second off the layoff. Another one, maybe throw on the ticket. I kept winding back to the number 4 Cogburn, and I just kept thinking, look, here's the deal. Got beat last time out at Kentucky Downs, but was it because he hated Kentucky Downs? I'm not so sure. Let's not forget, after that race, we didn't see him again until May 4th of 2024. That was 238 days. I think there's a possibility Cogburn just got a little nicked up in that race. And he came out with problems, and maybe that was the cause of it. Maybe it wasn't the track. Maybe he doesn't hate Kentucky Downs like I have kind of thought he might. Maybe he just was kind of injured off of that. So anyway, I think he's going to round back. I think when you look at this field, let's pretend this was at any other track in the country that just had the quote unquote normal turf course. I think 6-5 would be a steal on him. So if you kind of look at it and go, look, maybe it wasn't that he hated the track. Maybe it was just he had some injury problems. Well, look, I think he can jump up and win, right? If he handles the track, okay, he's going to win. So give me the number 4 Cogburn on top. I'm going to take him here. I'll tell you this, if he loses this year at Kentucky Downs, that'll be it for me ever playing him again at this track. That is definitely for sure. So number 4 Cogburn on top for me in the Turf Sprint. All right, that'll do it for a preview of the Turf Sprint live from Kentucky Downs, Saturday, September 7th, race 11. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Hit that like button if you like it. Subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do previews like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're playing Kentucky Downs on Saturday.